Welcome to Game of Roses. This is PaceCase.
This is BachelorClues, and we did it.
Hey, the trudge.
We survived. Golden Bachelor Season 2. We survived Mel Owens' expressionless face, emotionless gaze. We survived what I would say is the worst season of any product ever created in the history of our franchise. And that's saying something. I'm taking into account, listen to your heart, no offense.
You're taking into account a lot.
I am.
A lot of product. What about the time during COVID when they recapped greatest seasons ever? You think this is worse than that?
Yeah, because at least that they used footage from good seasons. There were good things to watch in that. If you haven't seen that stuff in a while and you're like, oh, memory lane, Sean Lowe, he was great, whatever. This was just terrible. There was nothing good in it. There was, except some play. There were some very good players in this season. I just feel bad for them that they didn't really get to shine against what did Jared Fried call him? Tommy Bahama Frankenstein?
Well, that's what my costume is. Tommy Bahama Frankenstein.
Fantastic. Jacob Elordi.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Saltburn.
Before we get into this.
Euphoria.
Well, he was Frankenstein in the most recent Frankenstein movie as well.
That too. I haven't seen that, though.
I fell asleep during almost all of it. We are now going to do something. Yes, we're going to recap this finale, which, by the way, the reason this is late, the reason there's only one episode this week is because, of course, there were no screeners because they shoot the finale the After the Final Rose live. And YouTube Television, a.k.a. YouTube, was unable to reach a deal. What?
Just like you with the Virgins, it abandoned us.
Well, I think it was more about money. I'm not getting paid to promote the Virgin show. However, YouTube TV and Disney are trying to do some kind of a deal so that you can have ABC and ESPN still on YouTube TV. They have not reached a deal. Therefore, there was no ABC on YouTube TV. Therefore, we could not even watch this live on the night. We had to wait until it came out on Hulu today, which is why we're recapping it late. Our apologies.
I can't believe I avoided spoilers the whole night and morning.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Please believe it. I did as well.
That's how few people are watching.
Yeah, exactly. There were no spoilers to be had. All that said, something else that came out today is season 3 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, which we're going to be watching in Casa Gore on our Patreon, patreon.com/Game of Roses. Please join us for that. I'm looking so forward to seeing them again, to wearing my headbands like Whitney, and to watch some good reality TV, both in production and in play. So once again, join us for that if you will.
We're both finally on the same page in terms of spoilers for that show.
Yeah.
I thought for a second you were going to say what was released was the DLP TFP TikTok, which I enjoyed. Yeah,
it's interesting. Her TikToks. I'm starting to get mixed feelings about it. I like that they're letting her do it, but it's like, to what end? And we'll get to this in the recap where he's like, Taylor Frankie Paul's season is right around the corner. And it's like, it's 5 months away. It's half a year away.
I mean, the holidays are like no time at all.
Okay. If you say so. Those are the longest days for me. And I think for some others as well.
I mean, they're going to be long for me too this year.
Oh, shit. For real. Your holiday's about to be wild as hell.
Yeah.
All of that
Santa's bringing me something special.
Santa?
Something good, hopefully.
Does Jake know about that? I want to do something right now. Okay.
Yeah.
In celebration of TFP as our incoming Bachelor, in celebration of Slomwa Season 3, now available on Hulu, I want to play you here a world premiere song. Some of you may know this. Some of you may not know this. I'm creating an album for Taylor Frankie Paul as our Bachelorette. It will be available at some point, probably I would say a month before her season airs. So if I'm checking my watch, sometime in spring of 2029. See what I've done there?
I see.
This is the third song off of this album so far that I've made. The album, by the way, is country. It's very similar in tone to my first album, For the Right Reasons. However,
you can take the boy out of the country.
It's all from a female perspective, so the singer is always a woman in these songs. This song is about Dakota, It's called Goodbye Dakota. Are you ready, PaceCase, for this world premiere?
I think so.
Here we go.
I hope so.
Enjoy.
Once I fell in love with you. I never thought I'd leave. I thought you were my home forever. I thought you'd never deceive me. But I got lost in your blue skies. I fell for every one of your terrible lies. It hurts so bad, but I have to walk away. So goodbye, Dakota. I'm driving out tonight. I'll miss your endless summers and those steamy winter nights. So goodbye, Dakota. I can't pretend no more. It was good in the beginning, but it ain't like it was before. So goodbye, Dakota. I'm not coming back again. You're already a memory of the last place that I've been. I lived here for a little while, but it never felt like home. You said you'd love me forever, but that's not what you showed me. And I got lost in your blue skies. I fell for every one of your terrible lies. It hurts so bad, but I have to walk away. So goodbye, Dakota. I'm driving out tonight. I'll miss your endless summers and those steamy winter nights. So goodbye, Dakota. I can't pretend no more. It was good in the beginning, but it ain't like it was before. So goodbye, Dakota. I'm not coming back again. You're already a memory of the last place that I've been. So goodbye, Dakota. I'm not coming back again.
I love the applause at the end.
When we played it live for the first time, it was a huge standing ovation. Thank you for that indulgence.
I thought that was a little Love is Blind touch, sweetening the audience.
I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, this album is going to be
soulful.
Well, I want it to be a little bit sad, and I want it to be a little bittersweet. She's moving on, but certainly there are memories in the past of Dakota. I wanted to use a kind of metaphor of the region, North and South Dakota, as well as make it about him and a bad relationship, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
You know.
That comes through. Okay, definitely.
Great. Fantastic.
Blue skies. I'm like, is she saying blue skies or blue eyes? It's hard to say. I don't know.
Exactly.
Maybe we'll see that in the slow-mo of TFP getting ready for her season.
I am doing my best to try and get a song in that season for sure.
Great.
I don't have much pull in that area, but I'm doing my best. All right. Thank you for indulging. Let's move on now. This is our recap of Golden Bachelor Season 2 finale. We open with Peg and Mel overlooking a beautiful view. Peg tells Mel she didn't expect to feel this strong this fast. Mel's like, likewise. Mel asks how the dune buggy was, and she says it was fun. Then ITMs that he deflects, and she has concerns that he's not emotionally available. And
this is all a flashback, right?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
I think it is.
We see Mel tell, it might have been from their final date after or around the time she meets the family. I'm not sure where this exactly came from, but we see then that night, Mel's like, I like energy and spirit. The thunder comes. He ITMs. I knew you were special from the moment I met you. We see him kiss, and it's oh yeah, you're right. We have seen all this. This is a recap of their fantasy suite. Then we see a recap of Cindy's fantasy suite.
Because we went off on a cliffhanger with Cindy.
Yes, and her recap goes all the way to he goes, well, where there's a will, there's a way. And she goes, is there a will? That's where it ends. We are now 4 minutes, I wrote, into the finale and have seen no new footage when DLP finally walks out to a cheering audience in the studio. And we see a woman in a bright pink outfit, center screen in the audience. Her name is Janelle. How do I know this? Because she DM'd me. She's in the pit and she's in the document. And I could not be happier for her.
Congrats,
and for
Janelle.
all the members of the pit who wound up in the document this season, myself included.
A very special season.
Might recognize this hat.
Very special.
Nonetheless, DLP welcomes us to what he calls a highly anticipated Golden Bachelor season finale. That is a lie. He explains that we've watched this former football player open his heart, but what happens next is going to change everything. Only one of the two remaining women are going to walk away with that golden rose. But first, say hello to these Bachelor Nation favorites. He throws to Joan and Chalk in the audience. Joan explains, it's been a year since they were sitting on that stage themselves. They're lucky to have been part of The Bachelor, and they found love. DLP then throws to Gary and his new fiancée, Lana, in the audience. They don't get any words here. Justin Spencer.
Silenced.
From the horrendous Bachelor in Paradise season 10. They get a couple of lines. Jess explains they're moving to the source in a couple of weeks, and DLP makes a weird joke about putting Spencer to work around the house. He's handy. I didn't quite get this.
I didn't get that either.
I thought it was maybe a reference to the Bachelor renovation show, but I don't think he's in that show.
Weird.
I know.
I don't know. We then see a bunch of golden ladies, no names, and DLP teases us with this Taylor, Frankie, Paul clip that we're going to see at some point in this episode. And we cut back to the show. We see Mello, the infamous where there's a will, there's a way. And Mello continues to do error after error in this conversation with Cindy. I'm torn between you and Peg. And he's like, I want you to be happy. She's like, I want you to be happy. He says, I like you a lot. Yeah. Love level 1. No understanding of the love levels. He thinks he's doing so much with the a lot. And I'm like, you realize that doesn't do anything. That's just saying I like you.
I can tolerate you most of the time. Cindy ITMs that she believes love level 1. And she thinks they have great chemistry, but time is a ticking. And she tells him that she's looking for a life part. And he's like, I appreciate that. No matter what the relationship is, we have to develop it over time. She asks him, are you ready for a proposal? No, I don't have to propose.
Maybe in 2 years.
2 fucking years.
Huh?
I want to do some role play with you real quick, PaceCase. I'll be a high-level executive at ABC in charge of casting Mel Owens. You be Mel Owens, and you answer this question how we now know he probably answered it.
I'm Mo.
Okay, yeah. Hey, Mel, will you propose to somebody at the end of the show?
No.
Then we need to find somebody else. Everybody, let's get somebody else. That's
Is
what
she
didn't
under
happen.
60?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not ready.
I mean,
don't get this.
It kind of makes me sad because I'm like, I don't know. I think everybody has their own timeline, but I think that the proposal, the engagement, the time to engagement should shorten as you get older. If you are seeking marriage,
I don't even give a fuck about that. Everybody's free to choose however they want to get proposed to or not, or be in a whatever. I don't care. I don't care about that. He's the Golden Bachelor, period. This show is that. It's like saying, hey, Mel, you're going to play in this football game. Are you willing to play football? No.
Do you think he lied?
Yes, I do. Or if he didn't, he tiptoed around it. Oh, yeah, if I met the right woman, maybe I could propose, whatever. And so they kind of went with that.
I'll do a thing with a ring.
But it's like,
I've got some ring bits I could do.
Yeah. But but I would say this too. He's been pretty open in this show with these players about the fact that, like, I'm not going to fucking propose. That's not how my timeline works. I don't see why he wouldn't have done that with producers unless he was lying specifically again on the show. But let's say that he wasn't lying. Let's say he was kind of honest about that. So you've got that and the podcast shit he said stacked against him. And these producers still, or not producers, the ABC executives were like, yeah, no, he's still our guy. It is just like
mind blowing.
It's unmitigated stupidity when it comes to what this franchise is, what the fandom of it is, and what you need to do as a steward of it to just double down on this guy who is the antithesis of a bachelor.
Yeah. In every possible way. In more ways we're finding out in each episode, actually.
It was unreal.
Cindy here. As Cindy says during her hot seat, like, there's a ring in the title of the show.
For fucking real. For fucking real.
Great line. I
know. She says it here in an ITM too. She's like, I can't believe what I'm hearing. She's like, if you find a person that is a good fit, that's your time to commit. Mel tells her she has a choice too. It's not just him making the decision. So he's giving her the out here. And she says she has a philosophy to behave in a way that her future husband would be proud of. She says she gets that he doesn't have the answer she wants at the moment, but she wants to feel that she's with somebody who has gotten struck by lightning and can't live without her. She doesn't want to free fall for that long. And she ITMs that she's in her golden years, won't be put on hold, but he's not her person. Cindy's like, I'm sorry. And he goes, about what? She explains this is not what she wants. Mel delivers his patented stone-faced non-reaction, then walks her out. He hugs her at the end of the dock. Cindy tells him, you're a great man, walks off into the night alone. Mel seems 100% unaffected. No tears, not even a facial expression here. He pushes his chair in at the dinner table. Cindy sits there, produces tears. She ITMs. She's sick to her stomach. She was so hopeful. Hurts really bad. More tears. She ITMs it from the day she told everybody, or from day one, she told everybody he was her guy. Still thinks they'd be a great match, but tonight is sad. Mel then sits at the dinner table alone, just enjoying the night. As fireworks go off over the bay, Cindy sees them and ITM's disappointment as she marches back to the hotel. And Mel sits there as these fireworks are exploding behind his head, dead-eyed, expressionless, zero emotion being conveyed. And Mel's stone-faced Tommy Bahama Frankenstein reaction under the hot glow of the Antigua fireworks was my
face play of the game.
Say what you will. And I know there were some other great face plays, especially in the blooper reel.
I mean, many.
Mel's ability to convey nothing is
the
a
cipher.
Talent. Yes, it is a talent.
Yeah.
To see a man who doing this little, it's like anti-play. It's like anti-face play. Because it's not even like a bad face, like frowning or something. It is nothing. There is nothing going on in his head as fireworks are exploding. He just got dumped by one of his front runners and he's sitting at a table in a tropical, beautiful paradise. There, nothing. He just has nothing. I love it.
Nothing is getting through. And this 40RR self-elimination by Cindy was my play of the game. To me, this is her pitch for Golden Bachelorette. I'm ready. Mel wasn't ready.
I have to agree with you. Cindy's self-elimination was also my play of the game. That is very rare. I don't know how many times I've said a self-elimination play of the game. I think I did actually one other time this season, maybe, but
usually it's your error.
It's extremely rare. It almost never gives you anything good, and it always takes away more time in the game. And we will see Mel, essentially says that to DOP in this next thing. She could have maybe eked out a couple of more plays. She could have maybe gotten a bigger victimization edit.
Victimization.
If she gets dumped at the final altar, but it works here because Mel is such a fucking dud of a human being. Not of a human being. I shouldn't say that. I don't know the guy. He's a dud of a reality player.
Dang.
He gives nothing to the game. He may be a fine guy. I'm sure he is. But in terms of a reality player, this man should never be allowed on television again. He is poison to my eyes.
You don't want to see him in age gap?
Okay, that I'd watch. Don't tantalize me with a possibility of Vial and Mel Owens on the same screen.
He's the perfect candidate. He loves it.
But yeah, I just thought she did this correctly. Like if you're going to do a self-elimination, she did it about the best you can, and she'll get a little bit of reward for it later when we see her hot seat.
She gets reward for it instantly. Doesn't have to do the fantasy suite. And I think that I think it's why DLP calls her whatever, classy or whatever. Later, she produces tears also as she does it. It's just like she's more for TRR than Mel. And you have to be able to recognize what the edit is going to be. She doesn't know at this point that Mello is getting this kind of terrible edit.
But he said all these things
as a villain bachelor.
There is a kind of implied for TRR for the right reasons basis in her play, in that she is more prepared, ready, and accepting of the premise of the show itself than the Bachelor is. And so her self-elimination actually puts her on higher ground than him. Usually you'll find self-eliminations happening this late in the game because it's like a, me or the other person kind of ultimatum, or I can't take this pressure, or, whatever. This is, I'm ready to get married right now. You are not. Fuck you. I'm out. And you're correct. It positions her, if there's ever going to be another Golden Bachelorette, it positions her perfectly to be that, because she's saying, I'm ready to do a proposal at the end of a show. This fucking pile of idiot shit is not.
I think it's a better position than to be ring winner in a way in this season.
Oh, for sure.
Just because of, I'm just going to assume that the show continues. We'll see.
I don't know. But I think it's like, I would, at this point right now, I would say it is not continuing. If Taylor, Frankie, Paul can rejuvenate the entire franchise, which is possible, maybe then we're looking at they're like, oh shit, our ratings are huge. Do everything. We want a Golden, we want a Paradise, we need a Bachelor this season, cram it all in. If she's capable of doing, or she is, if she delivers that, we'll see.
The thing is, if she delivers it, they need to stunt cast every season, even Golden.
100% Give us reality stars. This shit of we're looking, and I will say this. The Bachelor season that was supposed to be shooting right now, instead of Taylor, Frankie, Paul's season, they were actively casting people who had no social media presence, who did not want to be famous, blah, blah, blah. That era of reality television is fucking dead unless you are doing a kind of cinema verite, fly on the wall, shooting real shit. But Bachelor has never been that. Bachelor is a big, pomp and circumstance fake situation in a mansion with ball gowns, pretty woman dates and helicopters. It's all surface. So you have to have people who are willing to or capable of rendering a surface level performance on the order of a giant reality star.
Especially the lead. The lead is basically a host of the show. Mm-hmm. You can't. This was a tough season to get through.
Absolutely.
And we've seen a lot of tough seasons for various reasons. Dark Lord Palmer, STCO's Mo, and kind of...
There's no crying. STCO's Mo. Dark Lord Palmer comes out here and is like, oh, Jesus. I can just see it in his eyes. He's like, how the fuck am I going to get this guy to do anything?
I know. He's trying to extract stuff from him and he fails every time.
Because there's nothing to get out. There's nothing to extract. This is a man who's dead behind the eye. There ain't nothing in there.
I don't know. I don't know what's in there. I don't presume to know what's in anyone except myself. Cindy's self-elimination kind of reminded me of Andy Dorfman turning on Juan Pablo. It's a self-elimination in a way where you're gonna get that 4TRR edit from it.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, Mel stumbles through this thing with DLP and he's like, well, she wanted to get engaged and I didn't. And DLP goes, but all 23 women came here expecting that. You understand that, right? And he's like, that's not true. Not all of them. Huh? What?
Mo saying this 4TWR general accusation against a bunch of the players in his player pool was my error of the game.
Me too.
He's doing all sorts of fucketry through this whole thing, but this to me was like the biggest one to be like,
it's fucking insane.
What? You're accusing all of the Golden Lady? Like, well, you're just making more enemies.
100%.
What are you doing? There's no reason.
You know, we just discussed if they asked Mel if he was ready to get engaged or whatever, and we don't know. But I will, and I don't know what they asked the ladies either.
What do you think is the answer?
I think they did, and he said, "I'm ready to find love again." Something like that.
That they didn't care.
Yeah.
About the ring.
They definitely ask the younger players this very specifically when they're casting. Are you ready can you be engaged in 2 months to somebody that you're going to meet in this show? And you have to say yes, obviously. I don't know what Mel said specifically here. I don't know if they asked the ladies that question, but whatever. We got what we got. He throws them under the bus here.
Yeah. It's not just me. It's all those players that you all love from my season.
She wanted to influence. He says he has DLP's like, do you have any regret about saying you wouldn't propose? And he's like, no. DLP asks if he was falling in love with her, and he goes, maybe the afternoon date was good.
Absolutely insane series of answers to these questions. He's just trying to extract anything. Love level 3? I don't know. Fuck off.
DLP says Cindy deserves honesty. She was just protecting her heart. And then Mel goes to this football analogy. You got to keep playing. The game's not over till it's over. And I have to say, I agree with him here. His analogy is correct. But he maintains he didn't know who was going to win.
He doesn't propose anyway.
Yeah, correct.
At this, I was like, okay, maybe he'll propose to Peg. Nope.
But I mean, we'll get to that. It's a weird, soft, this ring is a promise. Mel then shits on Cindy for leaving early. You got to finish the process. DLP says, but you need validation. That's tough. Mel says, yeah, it is tough, but she left. Blaming her essentially for this, just compounding this error. And DLP's like, she's still here. You can talk to her. Convince her to come back if you want. And then back in the studio, DLP is like, this is a huge twist. But is this really the end, or did Mel manipulate her into staying? Portion 3, DLP in studio. He's like, what started as a dream date in Antigua turned dark at dinner. And he welcomes Cindy into the studio. And we know at this point, Mel did not convince her to come back, or we wouldn't be seeing that footage.
Why is she in the hot seat if he did a Hail Mary?
And of course, he opens the hot seat with the standard first question. How was it to watch back? She says she was glad to see it replayed because wanted to see if her mind had shifted it. So she got to see what the conversation was really like. She wondered if maybe she didn't understand. And she says it was such a strong feeling at the dock that she had to get out of there. And Cindy says that Mel did not come find her after their conversation. And she didn't want that either. Mel wasn't in it for a relationship like she was. She's like, that's fine. We wanted different things. DLP asked her what she needed to hear that night. And she's like, I loved his compliments, but I needed to hear the ands and becauses. His compliments were general. She needed specifics. And DLP asked if she believed it was going to be her and Mel. She's like, yes, I was in it 100%. She saw their future together. And at this moment, she was thinking about meeting his kids. DLP asks about Mel not being ready to propose. And she's like, yeah, he would say at rose ceremonies, his wife is in this room. There's a ring in the logo. Everybody comes on the show to get engaged.
My favorite line.
That shit to me, if you're saying my wife is in this room and I know the producers make you do that.
Yeah.
That's not something anybody
100%
says.
100% they're forced to, probably in the contract.
Yes. At the very least, if it's not in the contract, the producers are like, we need footage of you saying that. It's like a time-honored tradition or whatever. No. They cajole him into doing it for sure. But he did do it.
Yeah.
And then the show ends and he's like, I'm not looking for a wife. I'm looking for somebody to date for 2 years and then make that decision. It invalidates the entire season, in my opinion. It just takes the stakes out of all of this. It's like, who gives a fuck?
It's like the only seasons he watched watched Jesse Palmer and then he watched Charlie O'Connell.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I got lots of options at the end.
He's like, you think what I'm doing is bad? Go back to season 7. He dated them both after the finale.
Yeah. Jesse, you yourself bought a plane ticket.
Yeah. This isn't an engagement ring.
Not even a ring.
Cindy says she doesn't need to convince a man to love her after DLP says, maybe you could have changed his feelings by staying. She brings up his analogy of finishing the game and says she was in the wrong stadium. DLP then asks if there's any part of her that wishes she would have stayed. She says no. The audience loves this. DLP says you were falling in love with him and you were willing and ready to take that leap. Why weren't you on the same page? And Cindy's like, it was the start of something remarkable. He wanted a comic book. I wanted a real book. She's ready for everything. She would have moved to the OC to be with him. And DLP thanks her for being there and explains that Mel is going to join them next in portion 4. I thought her initial hot seat here was good. She came across as, like DLP will say later, classy. She has self-respect, and she is essentially claiming that she is closer to 4TRR going along with the process than Mel was.
Some of her lines were so good. I love, like, that logo line was my favorite.
Yeah, I agree.
I thought she handled it so well. I mean, she also is getting a layup from DLP. DLP is clearly Team Cindy in the structure of this. They did something really interesting in the next portion. DLP says, are you willing and able to have a closure conversation with Mel O? And I was like, okay, is this the ghost of Jen Tran?
Yes, it is. I wrote that same note. I was like, oh, looks like they learned a little something from Jen Tran.
Yeah, we don't force women to.
I would have loved if Cindy was like, fuck no, I don't want to see him. Now what?
What do you mean? More screen time.
Yeah.
We get this hot seat reunion, Mello and Cindy, and Mello basically like doubles down on what he was saying before. That who knows what would have happened in the fantasy suite if she had given it more time. And that he just doesn't operate in he's not a leapfrog operator. You're trying to leapfrog.
Cindy goes, you said more to DLP than you said to me over the course of the season, which seems accurate, at least from the footage we were shown. He says some things you can say behind closed doors, not in front of the cameras. He's like, you left the journey. He's like, the whole thing, first comes love, then comes marriage, then comes, there's no baby carriage.
Because they're too old.
Once you turn into a vampire mummy, you can no longer sire children. No. She explains that they weren't aligned, but it took her by surprise. He says there was still time left. You didn't exercise that option. She's like, I didn't need to. I learned enough. I was in it for a commitment. And in the end, I didn't feel like that was coming from you. And she says she was well aware of the other woman, and she thought she actually handled that graciously. This really had nothing to do with why she left. And he says, you wanted the commitment before the process. My heart and head weren't in the journey. And she's like, I don't even know what my note says here. Oh, she didn't know. She was asking if he could commit at all to anyone, not just her. And he's like, you decided to leave. That's your prerogative. So she's basically saying in this conversation, like, you told me you weren't going to fucking marry anybody, let alone me.
Yeah.
And he's just like, you left early. Yeah. That's on you.
Yep. Who knows? We might have gotten engaged.
Yeah,
There's like an implied, like, we might have gotten engaged from this.
Yes.
I'm like,
he keeps, and it's like, it's a weird thing because they're trying to like out 4TRR each other or out process defense each other. She's saying you were not ready to marry anyone. That's against the premise of the show. And he's like, we didn't do fantasy suites. You don't know what could have happened. The process is you have to go through each of these steps. You bailed before you went through the final step. So he has like a little bit of credibility here in this argument, but it falls flat in the face of what she's doing, which is you're not even ready to get fucking engaged, dude. which bears to be true in the end.
He shouldn't be arguing this unless he's engaged to Peg.
100%.
I'm like, what are you
100%.
doing? And DLP says Cindy's the winner of this. She's the embodiment of class.
Yeah.
But they both want each other to be happy.
Yeah.
We cut back to the finale. Peg is getting ready for the meeting of the family with the sons. And she doesn't want to get her heart broken, worried about that. Mo does a knock. She's like, uh-oh, I've seen the show before. What does this mean?
Usually never good.
And he goes, I wanted to let you know exactly what happens. And he says this like 20 times. But Cindy left. But I still want this all us to do the meeting of the family.
I feel about you. But it's like, how do you feel about her? He never says that. He's just like,
likes her a lot. Her energy, her
company.
He likes that they're twins in their energy levels. That's what I'm getting the whole time. He has a completely misunderstanding of his energy.
For real. But she says she wanted to commit to a proposal. He tells her, Cindy wanted him to commit to a proposal. He was honest with her. He's not ready for that. And she left. And Peg delivers a great faceplay here.
Yeah, almost my faceplay of the game.
Me too.
We then get DLP throwing to this meeting of the family again in the next portion. And one bird flies away past Mello, representing Cindy's self-elimination. And this bird was my creature of the week.
I believe this bird was a pelican, soaring high overhead, alone, solo, representing the freedom that Cindy now enjoys far from the death stare of a blank-eyed Mel Owens, and this beautiful pelican was also my creature of the week.
It is very hard to give a blank face. Like, whenever I try to do it, I smile.
If you're just listening, we're go to YouTube and watch us give blank faces. We enter the Pineapple Beach Club in Antigua, where we see two of Mel's sons, Andrew and Lucas, and his college friend, Diane. His sons, have you seen the show? I think it's on Adult Swim, but I watched it on the internet, called Ha Ha You Clowns by Joe Kappa. It's an animated show. Check it out. Him and his sons remind me of the main characters in that animated show. Ha Ha You Clowns.
The sons, to me, didn't give as much as Diane.
100% did not. I agree.
Yeah.
Mel explains there's only one player left to his family because he couldn't tell Cindy that he wanted to get married. His sons ask how he feels about it. Diane says that she doesn't like what she did, but she respects it, meaning Cindy leaving. Diane ITMs that this is still really fresh for him. He has a huge heart, but you can't see it, but she knows it's bothering him. So she's even like, yeah, he's a death-faced Frankenstein, but deep down in there somewhere, there's a guy.
Diane knows.
Yeah, there's a human being there. He explains that there's one left. It's Peg from Vegas, really smart and good looking, he says. He explains she's a badass who used to be on the bomb squad. Mel brings her in. She shows up with some flowers. He tells her she's gorgeous and makes a joke about the flowers being for him by speaking like a robot. Flowers for me. That's the joke. Hugs all around. Peg ITMs that the kids are a reflection of parents, and she's ready to see his. There's a big group chat. Peg recaps their first meeting out of the limo, the cannonballs in the pool. Mel tries to claim credit for cannonballing too. I can do cannonball.
Did we see him cannonball? We didn't.
I don't remember. I don't think so. 2-on-1, Peg and Sons. Process attack. Peg says it's a lot of emotions. They ask about what she thinks about him. Values attack. She says she respects him for putting his sons first. She did that when she got divorced too with her kids or kid. They say a good partner for Mel would be an easygoing person. And then she whips out this notebook and wants to play word associations with them, where she reads 2 words and says which one describes Mel best. Accountability accountability or avoidant. They obviously pick accountability. This is too easy. Avoidant is a negative trait. Accountability is a positive trait. They're always obviously going to pick the positive. Funny or serious, they think both, but can be funny. Huh?
Did you not hear his joke about the flowers being for him, a man?
For me. I want to see Mel's funniest moments now as its own reel. I demand it of this season. You made us sit through all these episodes.
Fantasy suites in the morning when he says that she kept him up all night, or
you went to bed too early.
Oh, went to bed early. Yeah, that was it.
There was even a moment, I believe, it was on a date with Peg over the course of the season where she's like, I'm looking for a funny guy. And he's like, well, that's not me. And that was
he said, that's not me?
Yeah, or like, yeah, I'm not your guy, I think he said.
I thought he was pretty funny when Peg was trying to kill him in the dune buggy and he almost puked.
Yeah, that was good. I agree.
That was funny.
Yeah. Whenever he's getting tortured, that's when he's at his funniest.
These are all my greatest hits.
They ask, the last one she says is emotional or analytical, and they say analytical, but you can find the emotion if you dig. Lucas ITMs that he was anxious, but he feels relief after meeting Peg, and he tells Peg that she's the perfect gal for his dad because of the energy. And the other son also loves her. 2-on-1, then Mel and his sons.
I've never heard someone that age use the word gal.
I think Mel has used it.
Yeah.
And it's imprinted on them.
Seems definitely like a Mel Owens phrase.
Great
girl. They give a son blessing for Peg, and we see one-on-one time between Diane and Peg. And
they
Diane
also glow Mel here. They say he looks happy.
Sun glow, missed it. Diane asks Peg about her if she's love level 3, and she says a sentence that is she says Mello has a big heart, but he has that lawyer brain. So she blames it on his profession that he is
lawyer brain,
hiding the big heart.
Lawyers are notorious for not being able to express love. Diane then ITMs that she's a lawyer too.
True?
No, I don't believe it is. That's what I'm saying. I don't. Diane ITMs that she's a lawyer too. She wants Mel to think more with his heart than his head because Peg is a great match. 1-on-1 time with Diane and Mel. Then she merges their names inadvertently, calling them Meg. She explains Peg's energy matches him. She likes Peg a lot. She asks Mel if he's articulated his emotions. He says, because they had that time behind closed doors, essentially shitting on Cindy once again. Yes, I did love Peg because she did the fantasies. Wait.
I kind of loved Peg being the only one left. And I wish when she started doing that like word association game, I wish she had gone even like further. Like really tested it and be like, Mello, are you going to stick with the only person you have left, or?
Yeah. Once you're in that position, you kind of can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Because if he dumps the last person, he's fucked.
Yeah.
You're right. She should
have to go back
just
to
been
Diane.
Like kicking him in the butt, fucking tackling him to the ground, throwing shit on him.
Don't get off that unicycle.
Get that experimental shit play. Mel, I need to know how serious you are about this. I've just taken a shit. I want you to wipe my ass.
Hey, it's future casting.
Yeah,
we're
getting older. You're gonna have to clean up some of my shit at some point. Yeah,
you're bringing all this real to it of not getting engaged right away. I'm bringing the real as well.
I need to know you're comfortable with my feces. Lay on the bed. I'm going to shit into your open mouth, and I want you to deliver the same expression you delivered when Cindy left the game, which is non-expression. I need zero emotion, zero reaction. This is normal. This is what happens when you age.
We call it baby birding in the fire station.
Shitting each other up. This is what we do in the fire station all day. There's not always fires or bombs.
Boys will be boys. That's just locker room.
Yeah. It's just locker room shit play.
Anyway, we see Diane warns Mo to not let his brain get in the way of his heart. And they go on the little bench outside. Peg loves
she asks
his boys.
him too. She asked Mel, are you falling in love? And he's like, oh, you have to stay on the journey. That's how he responds to that.
They show a bird on a warning sign when she asks that.
Yes,
I thought that was interesting
well.
messaging. Mo says, we'll celebrate tomorrow. Celebrate what? A promise?
I think he's basically giving away the fact that she wins. That you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's also like there's no drama here because there's no possibility of someone else winning. There's only a possibility of him saying, I dump you, or let's move forward and keep dating with a Neil Lane ring. So this whole season it was bad for the whole season, basically. Made worse here in the finale because there is no dramatic tension whatsoever. We see them. He's like, we'll celebrate tomorrow. They walk out of this gazebo. Then in studio, DLP recaps what we just saw and asks Peg if Peg is the one, and reminds us of the TFP sit down in studio. Portion 7, DLP reminds us what we just saw again. But now their time in Antigua has come to an end, and it all comes down to one final choice, one final chance at love. Will Mel's story end? How will Mel's story end? Let's find out. Back in the game, morning, Peg opens the curtains to her room. She ITMs that she questions Mel's analytical mind. She's nervous and scared because she wants commitment. Doesn't know if he's ready for that. She was guarded. They've had divorces. They've had heartbreak. And Mel helped her open her heart again. She sees an opportunity to fall in love. Tears. They both get ready. She ITMs that she had to let her walls down and be vulnerable. She's ready for her forever guy. And she hopes Mel is that guy. Mel then gets ferried out to the final altar. This is very, in my mind, Greek mythology. This is Charon ferrying her across the river Styx. And this boat driver, pilot, what's a boat person called? Captain? It's a small boat. Is that a captain?
Yeah.
The captain of this boat was my
Jorge Moreno, bystander of the week.
Captain Charon was also my
Jorge Moreno, bystander of the week.
You know who they should have had was Captain Kim. They should have dusted that fucker off and had him driving that boat.
Yes.
He should drive every boat.
Bystander should be someone we already know.
100% agree.
Chalk should have been here.
Yeah, Chalk, he was there. He was under the waters. I'm looking for my goddamn treasure. If you want us to come to that fucking after the final rose, you get me a ticket to Antigua and you let me crawl around under them waters looking for buried treasures.
And I got to keep what I find. I keep what I find.
Yeah. Keep what you find. That's common rules of the ocean. We all know that.
They get a weird moment where it seems like DLP is greeting Peg at the Path of Pain, but no, she gets on a boat also.
The Path of Pain was a boat ride. And like in my head, I'm like, I know how they would shoot it, but fuck. Usually the Path of Pain is just like literally a path that you have to walk down. And if you get dumped at the final altar, you have to walk it back yourself. There have been some famous ones. We all remember Joe ripping them shoes off and get the fuck out of her. She got all pissed. This one is a different one. If you have to walk this Path of Pain back, you're on a fucking boat by yourself. And of course, Captain Charon. Just going back. Like I said, I know how they'd shoot that. They'd give you a kind of like 3/4 off to one side ponder shot with the big blue sky behind them, tears coming down the face. I get it. But that's a fucking crazy ask of somebody to be like, oh, you got kicked off. Get on the ferry, be gone.
Drag him behind the boat.
Water skiing. Crying and water skiing.
Mo ITMs, he's ready to listen to his heart because of Peg. And we get this final rose ceremony. Peg boats over and makes a pretty good face play when she sees Mo smiling. He loads love level 4. And then Mo holds her by the shoulders. It's like, what is he doing? And she said, my vision board this year said to trust and fall in love, but I'm letting it take the wheel, but I'm driving the buggy. I wish he had puked here as well.
We also saw, by the way, right before this, there was Rekia and Jonathan were in a little box. That audience had a massive amount of Bachelor legacy players. There were a bunch of Goldens there from all the seasons, and they didn't ever really make mention of Susie Evans was there. I saw in a box at one point.
Like, they should have talked to these people instead of
the star power in that
flashbacks.
Room. Exactly, it was squandered. Speaking of flashbacks, Peg's entire proposal speech here is basically like, here's what we did on night 1, and then there was the OC fair, and then we met your family. And she's talking about prioritizing his kids. She's looking for somebody to take care of her. She met her match in him, and she can trust him to take the wheel, but she still gets to drive the buggy. As you said there, we get a little kiss. And
wait, speaking of the OC fair,
sorry, yeah.
I wanted to ask you, were you excited that the one date you went on was the ring winner?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was in the presence of greatness.
Yeah.
I was literally feet from her. You saw it. I was walking directly behind her when she walked into
Multiple
that one-on-one date.
Yeah.
I was in her aura. I was aura farming off of
the
her
love
aura.
Story. You probably helped her win.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's 100% true.
I wrote here Mo proposes, but he doesn't propose. He does a ring of commitment. Okay.
Pulls that Neil Lane rock out. We see Neil Lane, the Diamond Demon, is in the live audience. Good to see him again. We haven't seen him for a minute. Happy to know that he's still with us. Has not been claimed by the same death that seems to have claimed Mel Owens. I
would have loved to see him and Mello do a Frankenstein off.
Yeah, he's like, Neil Lane's not a Frankenstein. That motherfucker has energies. If it would have been, this is Neil Lane and Mel Owens. Neil Lane sits down and he's like, hey, do you know I know Sean and Catherine? And then Mel is like, who are you talking about?
Oh, God.
Mel does this kind of medium-sized speech here. I loved how you talked about your family. Our families are going to merge together. We trusted each other. She told him that she had confidence in him for him to make the right choice. And he pulls out that ring and he's like, this represents the time we need to take to figure out what the future holds. No proposal, no will you marry me, doesn't even get on a knee. And maybe he's not capable. That's fine. This is, in my opinion, a producer manipulation. I don't think he wanted to give her that ring. I think producers are like, okay, fuck, you really won't propose? Well, just give her the ring and say it represents a promise to continue seeing where this goes. You don't have to propose, but give her the ring, please.
Yeah, it's a
We're
promise
contractually
ring.
Obligated. Yeah. Neil Lane's going to be in the audience.
Teenagers do.
We need to see that logo. She agrees. They kiss and they call each other the perfect guy and gal. He gives her that final rose, 0-pointer, kiss, kiss, kiss. Peg says they're not for everybody, but they're definitely for each other. And we hear I Can't Help Falling in Love with You play in the background. Then portion 8, they come out into the studio audience there for a hot seat. DLP asks them the obligatory, how does it feel to finally be able to be a couple in public? Exciting. Mel says he was skeptical of the whole thing and he had to let it play out. He found the one. DLP asked him about how hard it was to get a read on them both and everything changing after the fantasy suite. Peg says it didn't change, it grew. She says he doesn't have integrity. He is integrity. This line goes over like a fucking lead balloon. No claps, no anything. And she's like, let it sink in. Never good. That's like when a comedian does a joke and nobody laughs. And the comedian's like, it might take you a second to get it. And it ain't a good joke, motherfucker.
We see this silent bonding reel of them in the background. I'm like, why don't we get to see this?
Yeah.
Neil Lane, DLP is like, what about a proposal? And Peg's like, it's gold. We're Goldens. We can do whatever we want. And Mo does publicly love level for her here. She love level fours him back.
Yeah. It felt to me that this was Juan Pablo in season 18 and Nikki Farrell or Farrell, however you like to say it, when they tried to browbeat him into love level 4ing her on the stage.
Yeah.
Here, the browbeating works. You know, I don't fucking know. It just felt to me completely insincere. Like, we have to at least have this. You have to tell each other you love each other on that stage. Okay. DLP says it all worked. He's like, look, it worked. Rest assured, ladies and gentlemen. This was successful.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. This is what we intended. Exactly. We're going to claim it as a success. He says, the most important thing is you got to this point. Peg says she's done the hard, big things in her life. This was one of the hardest. She says,
I bet.
yeah, she's like, Mel doesn't do feels very well, but we're learning. Mel says, find out a lot about yourself in the process.
You know how people keep learning.
Oh, by the way.
In their 60s.
Every day you're learning something.
Yeah.
The amount of sleight of hand I can do now that I couldn't do a year ago, I'm learning.
Are you in your 60s? I thought you were 29.
I don't even want to talk about my age at this point.
Oh my God.
I look at Mel and I'm like, is that what's in my future? Dead inside? Okay.
I mean, I'm wearing the same shoes as Mello, so.
Are you really? Hoka's? They do a little Hoka commercial here.
I wore them for my wedding.
Oh, nice. Smart.
That was my wedding shoes.
While they are talking about this, a little thing pops up in the corner that is an advertisement for the Bachelor Nation official merch shop. I have that page here up now. I'm going to read to you what is on it. That. It is uninspired and terrible. The best thing on it is the Golden Bachelorette Comfort Colors T-shirt Mansion Men. This is a nice kind of like, you know, that style. I forget. It's kind of like a 90s style where you'll have like multiple pictures of the same person on it. Like Timothy
like
Chalamet.
A band T kind of thing. Yeah, I made exactly. One of Luca's face.
Okay. It's kind of like that, and it says Mansion Men. And it has pictures of them on it, the Golden Mansion Men. That's the only one that's good. The rest of it is a pink crew neck sweatshirt that says, not here to make friends. There is 2 t-shirts, one in black, or they're 2 white t-shirts, but the script is in black and one in red. The black one says here for the right reasons. The red one says here for the wrong reasons. There's a mug that says the most dramatic mug ever. Then there are black t-shirts.
That's worse than integrity.
I agree. Black t-shirts with the Golden Bachelorette logo, the Bachelorette logo, the Bachelor logo, and the Golden Bachelor logo. A black hat with the Golden Bachelor logo, and a tote bag that says Zip It in italic all caps font. That is it. That's the Bachelor Nation merch shop.
Do you think the Mansion Men are getting a cut of that?
Do you think Kathy's getting a cut of Zip It? Absolutely not.
No.
They receive no money because this is promotional material, and you sign in your contract a thing that says we can do whatever the fuck we want with your image, your likeness, your voice, anything you do, we own it. Fuck you very much. This merch is terrible. This merch, Latia Gar's, come on now, hat that I'm wearing right now, blows everything on this website out of the water.
That's a great hat.
I agree. Nonetheless, DLP then throws to Joan and Chalk in the audience. Chalk says he takes pride in welcoming them into the Bachelor family. He predicts they'll get married. DLPS. Gary.
You might as well predict that.
Yeah. They're getting married.
But if they don't get married, I'm going to call out Chalk. I'll remember.
Okay. Chalk's fault. He put the stain on love. DLPS going got Gary for words of advice. Gary says, he doesn't need advice, but it is nice to have one other guy who has walked in this position.
Terrible line. You get to say one thing?
Cut him some slack. I believe he has terminal cancer.
Sorry. I thought Teresa was there too.
Yes, so was Leslie Fema. They were sitting next to each other. That's what I'm saying. This audience was stacked, and we barely got any reference to any of them. DLP does welcome us back. He intros then the TFP combo saying we're in for a wild ride, and we cut to this.
He glows them.
What's that?
He glows Peg and Meg.
Who does?
DLP.
Oh, nice. Mm-hmm. We then cut to the Bachelor Mansion, and TFP is there on a couch. DLP brings her some drinks, takes her outside away where this producer is sitting there.
A dirty soda.
Okay, sorry. A dirty soda.
Mormon.
She says, she explains she already has some crushes, and I'm like, is this night one? But we learn it's not. She agrees her guys are all amazing. They're all gentlemen. A lot of them didn't know her exact story, which might mean they don't judge her. And I'm like,
I know. Does she believe this?
Every episode of your show. They've all seen every episode. They've all seen every episode. Do you think she
believes this?
Yes.
Oh, no.
I know. They've all seen everything you've done. They've Googled you. They've read everything. They've watched all of your social media. They are there. They've
seen the body cam footage. Yeah.
How dare you? How dare? That's the low blow. That was 2 years ago. She agrees all the guys are amazing.
That's what she's talking about, right? Her past.
Yeah. She explains how it's different from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. PDA, is a fear for her. She doesn't know what she's doing, despite her reality TV stardom. She knows what she's doing. DLP says, well, you're doing it your own way. And she explains that she's not a by-the-book girl. She will wear the Crocs and eat food and send guys home if necessary. And DLP's like, well, you already did it once, didn't you? And she's like, yes.
He's like, you got no one left. You keep turning them to dust.
So he basically is laying out here for us that she's going to kick the shit out of at least one guy. Tune in to see that. And she says another guy saw that go down and is terrified of her. And she says it's been so fun. The group dates have been so fun. So that's how we know it's not night one. She's already been on some group dates. They tease a Dancing with the Stars group date. That's going to be fucking insane. And she explains that she had some visits for other friends from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. They helped her. And they say the guys got lashed. DLP says, you're doing things that no Bachelorette has done before. And she thinks her husband is there. Absolutely.
She's already pregnant.
With somebody from the show?
What do you think is the thing that people have never done before? Oh, the phone.
Probably the phone. Yeah, probably the social media. And then at the end of this thing, he's like, well, we can't wait until the premiere. It's right around the corner. It's literally half a year away.
It's right around the corner.
DLP is a Dark Lord. This is a 100% just straight to your face fucking lie.
Look, March. What is that? 4 months.
What? We still have half of November, December, January, February, all of March, almost all of March. We're way closer to 5 than we are 4.
We're at November 13th.
Yeah.
That is close to 22.
All right. So however you like to look at it. I'm just saying it ain't right around the corner.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. He exaggerated.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That.
We're back with Mel and Peg. He says this is about bringing two families together. We see other families in the audience. One of Mel's sons couldn't be there. He's signing a baseball scholarship. The families are happy and excited for their parents. DLP knows everything doesn't always go as planned at Golden Bachelor, so we get this blooper reel. A bunch of people mispronouncing things. Carol's doing some weird lots of Carol stuff. We see Paula Abdul messing up a count for their dances.
A producer shows Diane how to be the postman.
I did like that, actually.
I did like that. And Deb sticks her tongue out in a wild face, making my
face play of the game.
Good job, Deb.
That face play, I took a screenshot of it as well. That actually was the best face play from this game, but I just had to give it to Mel because I'm so impressed with his ability to register no emotion in a show about falling in love. Back in the studio, DLP says the dinners are not edible, and we see a big montage of Mel eating all the food and getting drunk on the wine.
See how funny he is?
Yeah, he's a pretty funny guy. And then he's like, what do you got planned for the future? And Deb's like, we have a lot planned. We're going to Las Vegas and then going to Michigan and the Super Bowl. And DLP's like, well, that's not all. You're also going to wine country in Napa on us. And that's it. DLP gets the families on the stage. Credits roll. Who was your MVP?
Golden confetti. For this is hard.
You want to go to chalk, don't you?
For sticking it out the whole time.
Yeah.
Playing every quarter, every stoppage time. And I loved her kind of Jessica Rabbit red outfit in the finale. Peg was my MVP. I just think, and like maybe this is biased by other episodes, but I feel like Peg just gave us so much this season.
Yeah.
I mean, Moat has taken things from her.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he is siphoning off her energy.
Yep.
And I thank her for her service. She's my MVP.
Yeah, I thank all of these ladies for their service, but Cindy was my
MVP.
She, of course, had this very untraditional, non-traditional play of the game in a self-elimination. But I just feel like what she did over the course of this season, coming in very hot, coming in with a real 4TRR, I'm falling in love, this is my guy, to end it on a fuck you very much, you are not worthy of this process. It was just such a hardcore play. And I think she did the most to, if there's ever going to be another Golden show, she did the most to set herself up to 100%. Be that Golden Bachelorette.
I think she's probably my MVP of the season.
For sure. Me too, for sure.
I don't even think we're going to do that, but
I like Nicole too.
Yeah.
I will say this of this Golden franchise. If they were going to do another Golden Bachelor, I would literally just take all of these players and let them do another season.
Agreed.
They're all fantastic. None of them really got to show exactly what they can do against this fucking guy who's a living corpse.
100%.
Give them another shot at it. And I don't mean bring them into Bachelor in Paradise season 11, which we know is not going to be fucking good. Give them a real shot playing against a real Golden Bachelor to show us what they can do. Let them try to get some Instagram followers out of this. Let them try to do something, because you in my opinion, the producers and the people who cast the show hamstrung all of these players by making them share a stage with this guy who is arguably the worst lead that the show has ever had.
Yeah. He is. Even villain bachelors have given us something. He was just like against the very premise of the show in every single way. But not even in like an entertaining way. Like he keeps peeing on stuff or something. Yeah. You know? Gave us nothing.
I would say like Shao Crank is up there for me as one of the worst, just because he was kind of a boring dud. But
catching strays.
Isn't he married to Katie Bigelow?
Yeah.
Like, at least in that regard, he was a great fucking bachelor.
That's AF.
Yes, he married his ring winner. And like, he did the thing. Like, he did what he came there to do. At least in that respect, he might not have been entertaining. Maybe that was in the edit. I don't fucking know. I don't want to put that on him. I have heard independently from people who were, how shall we say, players on that season, that he's actually super charming and super funny and a great fucking guy, and it just wasn't in the cut. You know, that's not his fault.
No.
But I mean, just in terms of like, in recent memory, he was kind of one of the more boring guys. I still think he's a million times better than what we got out of fucking Mel Owens, which was boring and against the process.
Yeah, exactly. It's hard
and settled
to do.
This nasty shit before the season started.
It's hard to do that. It's a rare combination.
This motherfucker got booed by people at a fucking OC Fair concert of Casey and the Sunshine Band. I did have somebody DM me that said Reality Steve knew that was what the date was going to be, and I guess put it out. So there were a lot of people who went there for it.
In order to boo them.
Well, I mean, I think, yeah.
Are you booing them in the shots you're in?
Yeah, I'm just fucking walking right behind Pick. Boo! Boo! Shame! Shame! It's Game of Thrones. But no, wow. I didn't do any of that, nor did we
makes more
go
sense.
to the night portion. We weren't at the concert. But anyways, it has been a season. And despite it being so bad because of Mel Owens, PaceCase, it was still a pleasure to call it with you, as always. I do think we saw some very interesting play and some very good play and some very strange play. Nicole specifically, the open admission, she wanted to be an influencer, and that's why she's on the phone or on the show, and she's dating not just Mel Owens, she's dating America, she said at one moment. That to me is like, shit is changing. They are no longer able to pretend that this show is not about making influencers. And with the casting of Taylor Frankie Paul, the promotion of Taylor Frankie Paul, the allowing of Taylor Frankie Paul to make social media about shooting the show while she's shooting it, I'm hoping we're turning a corner and this franchise is modernizing a little bit.
I'm slightly worried by the fact that she said she like distinguished between like, I am a reality TV star, but not with the PDA, like as if those are two different. That slightly worried me. But I agree. The cat, like, especially when we're watching the blooper reel, I'm like, these women were amazing.
Yeah.
And the women on last season were amazing. I wish they had brought anyone back from season 1 to
Mhm.
actually be in the player pool. Yeah, they we'll see what happens. I hope they don't do BIP without Goldens though.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings about it. I mean, I do think they were the best part of BIP season 10,
Yes.
but only because every other part was like horrible. I just don't know, like,
You think it should be separate?
I would, if I was in charge of BIP, I would do a return. I want to recapture what we had in season 3, which is to me the pinnacle, of course, for various reasons.
Oh God, the jewel. I don't want to tell you how many times I watched that video.
What video?
The video you made.
Oh, the violin?
The one
cum-cum?
from the Slumwa reunion.
Yeah, I got a video.
Oh
If you haven't checked it out, there's a video on my BachelorClues account that I made that is it's a song I wrote about Nick Viall being the great one, and it ties into a moment when he was hosting the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives season 2 reunion.
Don't
Check
watch
it
it
out.
right before bed.
Did you say
Maybe-
don't or go do it?
Don't. Maybe
It's a
wake up
catchy
and
song.
watch it
Catchy song.
right as you wake up.
Yeah.
It's a good morning song.
But it's like you have to make something on the order of a Love Island, or at least a Too Hot to Handle. It's got to
Yeah.
be in that tier. And I think when you bring in the Goldens and mix it with the young players, you're like, well, what the fuck is this show? Which one is it? You can do a Golden Paradise. You can do a Young Paradise. When you merge them, it's like the worst of both worlds almost.
Right.
I just don't think it works. But what you have over those
Then
other
do
shows,
a
those
real
other-
Golden Paradise, you cowards.
for real. Why not? Put them on a fucking cruise. I'd watch that shit.
Yes.
The one thing I will say though is
Cast Housewives.
for the Golden,
Yeah, put them in there.
right? Might as well. You do have a leg up over Love Island. I know that it seems impossible to say, but what you have is a full season of showing us these rookies so we know who they are before they go into a group dating format like Paradise. That still is something none of these other group dating shows have. They all are casting new seasons of rookies every season, with the exception of 1 or 2 people
Love
who
Island
might come
games.
back. Yeah, it's more like Love Island games, I guess. But I don't know. I don't have much faith in what they're going to do with Paradise next year, I guess, if they're going to do it. But I have a lot of faith in Taylor Frankie Paul. And I think even if it's bad producing practices, she's just going to deliver a season unlike anything we have ever seen. And I cannot fucking wait.
Me too. And I feel like she will bring out personalities in the guys that will, like, I can't see them all being boring because they will be paired with her.
Yeah, it's like LeBron James. It's like Michael Jordan. You raise the play level of everybody else on your team. I don't know if Wemby does that. Wemby's kind of a one-man team. There's not like...
I saw a quote that was, he just said, throw it to the stars. And then he was there.
And then he descended from the stars.
I was like, that's so cute.
Some of the shit that man is doing is just like not... I mean, I don't know. We don't need to talk about basketball.
We don't need to get into it.
He basically won a game single-handedly 2 nights ago or something like that. And it's just like, what is the NBA is done. It's
and
over
Freddie
now.
Freeman, congrats. I want to see more Carol.
Yep.
Anyway, that's our show. Congrats to everyone who is still here.
We made it for real. Thanks to everybody who actually watched the show. I know I get DMs all the time from people where they're like, I'm not watching Golden Bachelor, but I listen to your recaps. We thank you as well for joining us on
Any
this.
listening.
We are.
It's fine if you don't watch.
We're now going into a period where there is no material to recap. So we're going to be having 2 episodes a week. We're going to try and get in some interviews, and we're going to go back to our regular This Week in Bachelor Nation schedule. We hope you will join us for all of that as we are gearing up for January is going to be Traitors season 4. And we are going to also have a new Love is Blind, I believe, usually in early February. And then finally, March, Taylor Frankie Paul will be recapping that.
Right around the corner. And very importantly, we will be doing Kaza Gore's of Slumwa Secret Lives of Mormon Wives season 3. And we will be doling those out week by week during my maternity leave. Warning, I may disappear at some point. We don't know. I looked up the chance.
Will disappear at some point. I think that's a guarantee.
Well, yes. I will disappear.
Yeah.
The percentages change every day. This week, I believe it's a 5% chance.
Okay.
But it goes up each week.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Until it's 100.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just finished season 2. Season 1 and 2 of Slumwa. So if you want to catch up with us and see the inspiration for Clues' new song, I believe it's called Come, then go watch that. Patreon.com/Game of Roses. Praise be.
Bye.
Dark Lord Palmer.
Please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast. Please get a friend to listen to us. And then please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast.